When I was 10, I used to watch this show called Animaniacs. I've always loved this show that it makes me laugh a lot. In 2015, I was 17 years old and I haven't watched Animaniacs in a long time. One day, I went to my garage to clean up my stuff in there. After I finished, I found a strange looking DVD cover of Animaniacs called Animaniacs, the Warner sister, on the floor. What is this? I questioned. This is not part of the Animaniacs series, or is this supposed to be an episode that was unreleased and I get early access to watch it? I questioned what this is about, so I decided to see what it looks like. In the living room, I put the disc in the DVD player and sat down. The WB logo plays normally as it usually does, with Bugs Bunny appearing on the logo. But all of a sudden, the screen goes into static for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, the background was all black and the WB logo was all bloody, and even Bugs Bunny is seen dead. What the hell? I said in shock. What happened to Bugs? Somebody killed him. The screen goes black, and the theme song looked all normal. After Wacko and Yakko say their line, when Dot said hers, she said it in a creepyish demonic voice. This scared me when she said it like that. But for some reason, the screen starts going into static and the song starts to pitch down and stops as the screen goes black. After a few seconds, a bloodyish text appears saying, "The rest of the Animaniacs cast are dead, and my brothers will be next." I started to get worried. What's going on? What does that text mean? I asked. After the message disappeared, we get into the official episode. When the title card pops up, the background was black and the text, "The Warner sister," looked all bloody. And instead of music playing in the title card, creepy noises can be heard in the background. What the frick? I shouted. This isn't how it's supposed to go. We finally get to the episode and it starts off with Yakko and Wacko in their beds, and they both had worried expressions on their faces and they looked all bruised up. Oh my god. Who did this to the Warner Brothers? I said in shock. Yakko then says, "Why did Dot have to do this to us?" "Dot isn't the same anymore," said Wacko. The screen cuts black once again and a text shows up saying, "I never loved my brothers. They were useless. Now I want them dead," as it said in a loud, creepyish way. I got so scared about this. Why would Dot do this to her own brothers? What did they ever do to her? I asked scaredly. I tried to turn off the TV with the remote, but it wasn't working. I tried to turn it off with the buttons, but the TV still didn't turn off. How is this possible? Why can't I turn off the TV? Is it possessed or something? I asked. Another text showed up saying, "You think the TV will turn off? Well, too bad. There is no way you can turn it off." After this message, a screen fades in with Wacko and Yakko in a pitch black background looking all traumatized, and they both began sobbing. A voice of Dot can be heard saying, "You too will be forgotten by Warner Brothers. Nobody, or I will not love you anymore. You both are next." The screen then cuts black and fades in, showing the Warner Brothers getting cut from limbs to limbs and were both decapitated on the ground. I saw the whole thing and it made me really freaked out. After the deaths of Yakko and Wacko, Dot appears, and unlike in her normal self, she had creepy looking, reddish blackish looking creepy eyes with a disturbing smile. She says in a creepy voice, "My brothers were a big mistake to exist, and so were the rest of the Animaniacs, in which I killed the whole cast. This cast was useless. I shall be the cutest character of all time. And if you don't think I'm cute, I will come to your house and you will suffer the same fate as my brothers." The episode ends with a loud jump scare of Dot. I was really scarred for life of what Dot did to her brothers and the Animaniacs cast. Why would Dot do this? This isn't herself. Why would this episode be a thing? I said. I took out the disc from my DVD player and put it back in its case and threw the disc away and never speak of it again. That night, I went upstairs to bed, and still felt traumatized about this lost episode. I felt like I couldn't sleep for a while after watching it. I decided to try and move on from it as I turned the light off. I was trying to keep my eyes closed and sleep, but was unable to do so as I was so scared, predicting that Dot would become real and try to kill me. Oh God, I feel like I can't sleep anymore after watching that scary cartoon, I said in a frightened tone. Now I feel that Dot will actually kill me in this night time. I came up with an idea on how can I get my mind off of the episode by destroying the DVD and never speak of it again. The next day, I woke up and finally got sleep. I grabbed the Animaniacs lost episode disc out of the garbage, went outside, and attempted to destroy the disc. The cover was successfully destroyed, but the disc didn't break or get scratches on the back. What? How did the cover break but the disc didn't, I asked myself. This disc must be a curse. I decided to leave the disc on the ground and ran back inside my house. Instead of trying to destroy the disc, I decided to watch a movie that isn't scary. I decided to watch the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, and relaxed without thinking about the lost episode. A few moments later, the screen went black for 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, a text appeared saying, "So, you must have watched the lost episode?" A demon girl voice said. "And I see you tried to destroy the disc." I began to be scared about this message. What happened to the movie? I said. How did Dot Warner know I was trying to destroy the disc? I tried to stay quiet and not make a noise until I noticed the Animaniacs lost episode disc somehow appeared inside my house. I felt really shocked that the disc came back inside somehow. Then another text appeared saying, "You loved Animaniacs and you betrayed us by being a fan of the Warner Brothers. Now, you shall suffer the consequences." The disc was already inside my DVD player and I felt terrified about this. When the DVD began playing on the screen, instead of going into the intros, the screen stayed black for 30 seconds, and after 30 seconds, in a creepy looking basement, we see all the main characters' corpses, including the Warner Brothers, murdered in different ways. While the screen stayed with the dead main characters, sounds of strange men and women screams can be heard in the background, and they got louder and louder, making my ears bleed. When the screen fades out on the corpses, the screen fades in, Dot appearing on the screen with her creepy appearance once again, while creepy music box music plays in the background and stares at me creepily saying, "You've made the worst mistake of your life. Now, you will die." And then another text which was made in Russian text translates, "This show was a big mistake. It will never be the same, as this was a creation from Satan." And then all of a sudden I blacked out. Later that day my family found my lifeless body on the ground with a knife stabbed through my chest and my head sliced off. The creepy staring Dot didn't appear on my screen anymore, but a message that was left on the wall said, "Animaniacs is no more."